Hey there, welcome to this video, and if it's your first time, of course, hanging out with me, you're welcome to my channel, and I will encourage you to just go ahead and do the needful. If you're watching this video on YouTube, do kindly subscribe to my channel for more content like this and many others, of course, as I discuss various topics or various issues as pertaining to humanity, be it faith, which is the word of God, or I'm a Christian, so, or maybe it's the other side of life, which is politics, or it's development, as it is going to be in this video, or any other burning issue that might come up, along the way. So you do well to subscribe if you're on YouTube, and if you're you're watching this video from TikTok, of course, I encourage you to also just kindly follow my channel so that every time I post a video there, you also get the notification right into your inbox. If you're on Facebook, of course, kindly hit me up, send me that friend request, or even better yet, just follow me. I'll still be grateful that you've done that. Okay, now that aside, today's topic of discussion, of course, in this video, as we are having this conversation, I want us to ask ourselves and share your opinion, not what you've read in books. Books sometimes, I also consider books to be opinions of other people. So it's not that, you're not intelligent. God has given you everything that you require. So you also have got, your own code of thought. And it is with that in mind that I want you to share your opinions down below. So it's not about being the most educated or being the most eloquent, but it's more about you sharing your views, because I tend to do that most of the times. And my views, you might not agree with them, but you know what? It's my views, it's my opinion, and I have the right to have my own opinion. So your opinions and mine might differ, and we'll meet somewhere along the way, but I'll be grateful if you share your opinions down below. Now, democracy and development. Whilst scholars have put democracy as key in ensuring that there is development, it hasn't been so for so many African countries that are using democracy as a system of rule. I'll give, for example, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Zambia as itself, talk of Malawi, and there's so many African countries that I can call out. But yeah, I'll end there so that I don't get unnecessary tension. How has development worked, or how has democracy worked to bring about development in these countries? If anything, just a few months ago, if not a few weeks ago, Zambia was coming out as part of the bottom 6 poorest countries in the world. We are a democratic state. So I'm using Zambia, I'm putting Zambia on the chopping board because I'm in Zambia right now. Why is Zambia coming out as a poor state? We're a democratic state. Thought democracy helps to deliver development. Why is that? Whatever reasons might be, I want to get your opinions, of course, down below, and I'll be grateful if you share your opinion. But is democracy really the main system of rule that can deliver development to a country like Zambia? Is democracy the main system of rule that can deliver development to a country like Zambia? Answer below in the comment section. Share your opinions. Don't worry about what others will think, of course. Now, here is my take. Whilst we understand that there are key fundamentals or principles that democracy operate or go with or comes with, we should not be naive to ignore the reality that democracy in itself does, in a way, obstruct development. That's my take. Okay, it's my opinion. How does it obstruct development? In Zambia, the presidential term is 5 years. In 5 years, 1 year is for election, The other year is also for election. Year number 5 is also an election year. So activities in these 2 years are practically just, limited. Yeah, they are limited. And we know what happens when we are going towards a campaign year. Politicians will always start to factor in the aspect of winning the presidential seat and getting their seats back in the 3rd year. Okay, so in the third year here, they are already thinking, okay, how are we going to strategize for year number 4 so that we win these seats again? Okay, so in year number 4, whatever it is that they are going to be implementing will be to help them win elections in year number 5. So halfway through year 4, they are strategizing and implementing things that are going to help them win. They spent the first year, or we spent the first year voting and settling down. We spent the second year coming up with policies and vetting governments, because we know in Africa it's very common that when you change parties, you begin to hunt. You go on a witch hunt, some kind of witch hunt, where you now start looking for, political enemies, those that were in the office previously before you. You start checking if there was any dubious means. So you spend the second year just doing that. So that's another year gone. Third year, you try by all means to, show work. Fourth year, you work a bit, then begin to think of strategizing how to win the next election. This year, it's totally just campaigns. 5 years gone. At what point is government going to work, especially in our democracies? So while less development will happen, in our case, as Africa in general, it is going to be so minimal. It's going to be so minimal. Why? Because the duration is just too short. It's just too short. While as we say 5 years, the actual numbers are pretty low. That's the first problem that we get with our democracy. But guess what? We have seen a rise in those countries that we've come to coin, or scholars have called the Asian giants or Asian tigers, countries that came from nowhere and now the economies are doing far much better. Singapore is one of them. Malaysia is another. How did these countries navigate their paths? What kind of leadership's rules or what system of rule are there in their countries? You find that it's not democracy for the majority of them. There are monarchies there. What am I trying to point at? Development will always go where there is stable leadership. That's just a fact. Talk of China. China has developed rapidly over the past 20 years to get to where they are today. China is not a product of 60 years of hard work. No, China is a product of 20 years of hard work. One leader, not 5 leaders. One leader with a vision. So here's how I will land my plane in this video. If a country is going to develop, I believe a key fundamental principle is that leadership must be stable. 2, there is need for the leader to have a vision of where he wants to drive the country towards. And these at times might entail that the leader makes bold decisions that not so many people will agree with in the short term, but they'll eventually see the benefits of those decisions that the leader takes long term. And that is where great leaders are made, or that's where great leaders come from. They come from bold decision making, not from piling up political, how can I say this, support, or gaining political support from the people, getting people's approval in everything. That's not the route to development. Remember, the population will have different needs, and so as a leader, you've got to critically analyze what is it that is good for my people. I might be one of your constituents and I'm hungry. There is another one who wants to start a business, and there's that other one who wants to also invest in bonds. There's that other one who also wants to do something. So these many needs have got to have one action from the leader who needs to be visionary to embrace the various aspects of community or constituents. But if the leader wants to ensure that they please all of them at the same time, without factoring in the long-term outcomes, then what you get is a leader that is going to be giving a chunk to this one, a chunk to that one, a chunk to that one. As long as they're happy, we are happy as government, and then we keep on borrowing, or we keep on, coming to appeal to your needs as and when we need you. We all know the time that politicians actually need us during campaign periods. They need us a lot. They will be in our faces throughout the campaign period. Right now we can't see them. If you come down to where I am right now, you'll be amazed. If you look at the roads that are there now, it's something else. But when elections are near, these roads will be graded, they'll be made better, and then the same roads that they'll grade towards the campaign period are the same roads that are going to be used to get my vote as a constituency. They'll still come back and tell me, no, we made better roads for you. You can see you are moving on good roads. We've done, because they are trying to appeal to my senses and emotions. And that is something that I'm against. And this is where leadership in Africa, in most cases, gets to become a burden for the population because they don't seem to get it. We need leaders that are going to tell us to our faces, things are going to get tough. We've seen so many campaign promises broken. And the beauty of Zambia, for instance, in this case, is that we are a peaceful people. We are a peaceful nation. So there's nothing such as wars or whatever that people might want to put across here. There's nothing in Zambia that can happen that can destroy property, that will make us become poor. That one doesn't happen, and it will never happen. And we thank God for the peace that we have in Zambia. But development has got to happen. And that is one area where we are lacking. Because if we developed our country, then we are going to be better. But guess what? We're still playing cheap politics. We are still playing cheap politics. In the previous regime, we were told we are going to be playing in the Champions League in terms of the economy. See where we are now. Politics. Politics and its democracy. So let me hear your views. Do you think democracy is the best route to achieve or to bring about development? I want to hear your opinions. Share them in the comment section. Otherwise, from me, it's bye-bye. See you in the next video.